So on behalf of our group, I guess I could say that we were very random when we were doing the plotting of the map, because when we arrived at the patio, we actually hadn't haven't we didn't even plan anything. We just went with the flow. As in, if we thought that place was good, if we thought that area where we would put the clue was adequate, we put it there, and then we just think of an idea of what they were supposed to do. So yeah, that's actually practically it. So for map plotting, we wanted to be creative and give the other group a challenging time as they did the activity. So for the start, we asked them to Gangnam Style uh to the orange spot there, which is a group of rocks near a trash can. So that's where the first clue was. So after that, we asked them to moonwalk from the orange spot to the blue spot, which is the second row in the other side of the patio, which where the second clue was. Then after that, we asked them to skip to the yellow spot, which is the a stone-like figure in the patio. It's all the way to the left. That's where our third clue was. And then from that point, we asked them to spin 360-degree spins all the way to the pink spot over there, where our fourth clue was. And then from the pink spot, we asked them to march like soldiers to the green spot up there on the other side of the patio, which is where the statue of Jesus is.
Each yard is one step. Gangnam style, 40 degrees, east of north, 50 yards. From here? From here? Yeah. From 40 degrees. 40 degrees east of north. East of north. And Gangnam style. It's there now. Okay, so 40 degrees is that way. East of north is there. So, how many steps again? 50 steps. Gangnam style. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, next. From here. Bunny hop with 40 degrees, 30 yards also. 30 yards, Bato? Yeah. 30 yards. I'll make it 35. 35 yards. What's a bunny hop? Can you go like this while hopping? This is north. This is north, that's south. This is south. So, that's the north. It's there. How many bunny hops? This is it. It's 30? There. 30. So, mga 20 to 30. Okay. Estimate. Ready? You lead naman! How do you jump? You just like bunny hop. 20. You can be low. Yeah. Okay, go. Wait, oh! What? There's obstacles. You can go over there if you want. There's your own area. It's really small. It's really small. Yeah, dude, like. Yes, we check the steel chairs. Like, what's the thing? Harry Potter isn't only a person. He holds a wand, and he has a broom. Is it it? Yeah. It's a wand. So from this spot, okay. Okay. So from this spot. Shuffle. Shuffle backwards, Alex. Shuffle 38 degrees. 40 yards south of west. 40. You can do it. Yeah. Who's it see? What the hell? Oh, that's the correct one then. Correct. Ready? Up! Alright, you can stop around here. 40, okay, what? Here, look around. Yeah. Okay. From here? So, what next now? You leapfrog, 10 degrees. Leapfrog. You jump over each other. Yeah. 10 degrees. Go, leapfrog. Leapfrog, you jump over each other. You want to reinforce the demonstrate? Yeah. No, I have to leapfrog. Okay. Jump over. Oh, yeah. We have to talk. Yeah. Go. Lorenzo. What's that? What's the okay. Oops. No, North of West is from here. Oh yeah, so 270, so 290. What do we do? How many? Snap your hands while skipping. And you hold again. Oh, 75? 75? Just keep skipping. More like 50 or 60. So just keep skipping. Yeah. Okay. No. Ready? Okay. Set. Go. Oh my god. Told you. Golfing eh. Hey, what happened to it? I couldn't find it. Fellow. Congratulations! Hey, you completed Harry Potter. So let's complete him. Hey, Harry Potter! Yeah!
One creative way to find the displacement of the treasure. One thing I noticed though is the perspective between people. Units of measurement, such as a step or a foot, are subjective between person to person. Thus, it was kind of hard to accurately follow the directions they gave. Sometimes we had to add or take away some steps, and sometimes we just go off course and we wouldn't arrive at their intended location because they had a difference in their perspective of what a foot is from person to person. This created somewhat a barrier or miscommunication between our group and the other group because when they did the activity, they themselves ran off course, and when we did the activity, we sometimes ran off course too. Thus, I also imagine how hard it was before that when they had no concept of a standardized measurement, they had to measure cities apart by using lengths, arm lengths, or foots, and sometimes it would be very difficult to actually find the accurate location of where the city actually was. So now I find somewhat how important the standardized unit of measurement is in our modern day because it creates a standard when everyone can follow, and thus we can accurately communicate what we want to tell other people through this system.
Take note, I was actually absent during the treasure hunt, but when I got back, I asked my group mates to do the treasure hunt with me again so I can experience it. And from it, I've learned that the maps that our other group gave us actually worked. Their directions were well established and we were able to get to our destination well. For asking the other group to follow our map, I would be nervous if I were the one to give it because making the actual map was pretty hard. Using the compass to help set in the directions for our destinations was rather hard because we weren't used to using our compasses. Hopefully, though, the group that followed our map was able to land to our destinations well because we worked hard on that map. To be honest, before doing this treasure hunt, I actually thought that the vectors, those directions, wouldn't be actually be applicable in life, but that it would just work on paper. But using the map the other group gave us, it actually works. Vectors are really applicable in life, and that knowing how to follow directions and if the directions are well established, you can actually go to your destination using vectors and the directions they give.
Has made learning physics more fun and meaningful through its creative use of vectors and kinematics, where we're asked to follow directions in order to reach a certain destination by another group. And when we become the guides, they are guided by us in order to reach a destination. So we both take on the role of being guided and being the one to guide. So one thing I've realized from this activity is that the use of vectors in kinematics can be used in similar situations where in order to get to a destination, we need to we need to follow directions.